I'm speaking tonight as a subject of the American Empire. I speak as a slave who presumes to question her king. Now, since professors always believe their lectures need to be called something, mine tonight is going to be called Instant Mix Imperial Democracy. Buy one, get two, free.
Way back in 1988, on the 3rd of July, the USS Vincennes, a missile cruiser stationed in the Persian Gulf, shot down an Iranian airliner, killing 290 civilian passengers. George Bush I, who was at the time in his presidential campaign, was asked to comment on the incident. He said, quite subtly, "I will never apologize for the United States. I don't care what the facts are."
I don't care what the facts are. What a perfect maxim for the new American empire. Perhaps a slight variation on the theme would be more apposite. The facts can be whatever we want them to be.
Apart from the invented links between Iraq and Al-Qaeda, we have the manufactured frenzy about Iraq's weapons of mass destruction. George Bush, the lesser, went to the extent of saying that it would be suicidal for the U.S. to attack Iraq. We once again witnessed the paranoia that a star bomb besieged country was about to annihilate almighty America.
But it wasn't just your ordinary brand of friendly neighborhood frenzy. It was frenzy with a purpose. The doctrine of preemptive strike, as known as America can do whatever the hell it wants, and that's official.
The war against Iraq has been fought and won, and no weapons of mass destruction have been found. Not even a tiny, teeny little one. Perhaps they'll have to be planted before they're discovered. And then the more troublesome amongst us will need an explanation for why Saddam Hussein didn't use them when his country was being invaded.
Meanwhile, an ancient civilization is being casually decimated by a recent, casually brutal nation. Because when it comes to the empire, facts don't matter.
U.S. Attorney General John Ashcroft recently declared that U.S. freedoms are not the grant of any government or document, but instead are endowment from God.
So here we are, people of the world, confronted by a nation imbued with a mandate from heaven. And as added insurance, the largest arsenal of weapons of mass destruction seen in history. Here we are, confronted by a nation that has imbued upon itself the right to go to war at will, the right to deliver people from corrupting ideologies, from religious fundamentalism, from dictatorship, and sexism, and poverty, and all this by the age-old, tried and tested method of extermination. The empire is on the move, and democracy is its slimy war cry.
Death is a small price for people to pay for the privilege of sampling this new product. Instant Mix Imperial Democracy.
Bring to a boil, add oil, then bomb.
Speaking of history, in these past months, while the world watched, the U.S. invasion and occupation of Iraq was broadcast on live TV. Cities that had been under siege, without food, water, electricity for days, people that had been starved and systematically impoverished by the UN sanctions regime for more than a decade, were left with no semblance of an urban administration. A 7,000-year civilization slid into anarchy on live TV.